One minute possible. So, you were talking about like rock and roll and stuff, like, how we don't want it to die, keep it going. Like, so what is your advice for somebody that's coming up now with rock and roll? Like, should we try and go back to the way it used to be, or should we try and create a new sound that people have never heard? And it's basically like how it was, like, oh my God, this is the best possible thing.
You should do whatever is truly in your heart and what you want to do, above and beyond anything. There's nothing more important than that. Do what's genuine and what's coming from your heart. Because the music business and trying to break through as a band is brutal. 1,000 times harder than it used to be. Because, and I talk about this a lot on the air, it used to be you got a record deal, you had made it. You partially made it. You got over a big hurdle. You're young, so you might not remember this, but there was a time where you could not put out or produce music unless you had a record deal. You couldn't physically give somebody music unless you had a way to produce it and give it to them. Now, it's not like that. Now, got a deal, don't have a deal, so the floodgates are open and there's no gatekeeper anymore. So where you had 100,000 bands in the marketplace, now you've got 1 million bands. Anyone can make a video, anyone can make a record. Anyone can put out a song. So now you got to stand out above that too. And unfortunately, now it's about getting people just to know you exist and hear your song. The idea of even selling it is out the window. But I'll tell you, what you got going for you is you're young. Because it's everything I just told you is 1 billion times harder if you're older. The reason for that is none of these people will take a flyer on you if you're older, because the only way you stand a chance is you got to get out there and work it. You got to get in a van, you got to play every shithole, go across the country, sleep 5 in a room, you got to do all the social media stuff, you got to do everything. Older people aren't going to do that. They got jobs, they got families, they're probably not as good as you are on social media, and it's 1,000 billion times harder for them. So, and the last part is songs. It always comes back to great songs. Sure, there's some bands that have gotten over on gimmicks and stuff, but it always comes down to having great songs. And very few people will tell you if your songs are any good or not in your inner circle. Your wife, your girlfriend, your family, it's great. It's not. But nobody's going to tell you that in your inner circle. So you got to have people on the outside that are going to tell you the truth about your music and how, if it's good and if it needs work or not. It's not in a nasty way, but it's the way that you can improve, because it always comes down to having great songs. And to me, I think at the end of the day, the great song will always win. It'll always rise above everything. So good luck to you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.